In a week when the United States celebrated Independence Day, we bring you all the highlights from Major League Soccer. Tata Martino's Atlanta United FC hosted a rejuvenated San Jose Earthquakes. Supporter Shield leaders Chicago Fire traveled west to face the Portland Timbers. And we'll bring you the rest of the action from east and west as it rained goals in MLS. We start in Atlanta, where Major League Soccer's most recent addition to the Eastern Conference are taking their breakout season in stride under Tata Martino. A comfortable victory in Columbus last time out confirmed back-to-back wins for Atlanta United.
Villalba has number 2.
Visiting Bobby Dodd Stadium were the San Jose Earthquakes, who had hit the ground running under new coach Chris Leach. 2 straight wins, including a dramatic victory in the Cali Classico.
Salinas! Oh!
How would one of MLS's most historic clubs fare against one of its newest? Your commentator is Dave Farrar.
Well, San Jose are trying to do to Atlanta what Atlanta do to other teams here. They're pressing them high, and it's won by Hika. It's deflected through, and it's Thompson! And it's the perfect start for San Jose. A first MLS goal for the Earthquakes for Tommy Thompson, and he took it so well. Worries here for Martino. Nice turn there by Assad. Just brushed off Sarkodie. And Sarkodie comes flying in, and he's in trouble here. Yellow card from Jose Carlos Rivero is controversial. The Atlanta players can't believe he hasn't been sent off. Added forward to Almiron. Here goes Assad again, against Sarkodie again, and this time, second yellow and a red for Kofi Sarkodie. Can't have any complaints. Maybe the referee putting right what he got wrong. Here's Greg Garza. Floats in the cross. Martinez, great save by Bingham, but turned in by Carmona. Atlanta are level. Fabulous initial header, good finish too. Almiron. The 11 men starting to control things here. Garza with the cross, Martinez! Stunning header. They have the lead that they deserve. Picture perfect cross, brilliant finish. San Jose on the front foot straight away. It's Lima with the cross, it's Wondolowski with the equaliser. What a response that is from San Jose. It's a great finish. 8 for the season for Wondo. Taken short here for Gressel. And Gressel swings in the cross. Anton Walks meets it. A first MLS goal for the Tottenham Hotspur youngster. And what a time to score it. A little desperate now, San Jose. And that deflection off Mr. Rivero won't help. There's Martinez for Almiron. But he has options here. Brandon Vasquez available. This, though, is Martinez! His 9th goal of the season seals the win for Atlanta. Martinez into that challenge. Oh, I think Bernardes might have reacted here. Straight red card for Victor Bernardes. Atlanta winning it by 4 goals to 2.
The other expansion club, Minnesota United, and their coach Adrian Heath have been finding life a little tougher. This free kick by Ibson turned out to be Minnesota's only shot on target at home against Greg Berhalter's Columbus Crew SC. In truth, it was a cagey contest, lacking in goal-scoring opportunities. The only one which proved successful was scored 13 minutes into the second half by Kekuta Mane, his second goal in 3 games, condemning Heath's Loons to their 4th home defeat of the season. There was a bullish mood in Dallas after their win over Toronto, and they were determined to capitalize against an out-of-sorts DC United. It was Ben Olsen's side, though, that grabbed a shocking lead. A first MLS goal for rookie Ian Harkes, certainly one to remember. That came in the 30th minute, but 4 minutes before halftime, FC Dallas responded. Atiba Harris poorly marked and free to head home Victor Ulloa's corner. As DC United tried to hold on until halftime, the home team struck again. In the 3rd minute of first-half stoppage time, a flick from Maxi Urruti, a miss from Ryan Hollingshead, and finally a finish from Roland Lamah. Two minutes into the second half, FC Dallas turned on the style and stretched their lead. Urruti has been a key man for them this season, and this was goal number 11, with a large helping hand from DC United keeper Travis Wara. And then, Dallas completed their remarkable run of 4 goals in 14 minutes, when Michael Barrios picked out Lamah, who got his 2nd of the game and 4th in his last 2. DC United launched a sort of comeback moments later when Luciano Acosta found Deshaun Brown for Brown's first MLS goal since October 2014. But it wasn't enough, and DC United remained rock bottom in the East. Brian Schmetzer's MLS Cup holders, the Seattle Sounders, were in Colorado, where they'd won in each of the previous 6 years. And he couldn't have asked for a better start by his team. Clint Dempsey exploiting gaps in the Rapids' defense to open the scoring after only 6 minutes of play. There was almost a half hour on the clock when Seattle extended its lead. A slip by defender Eric Miller gave Will Bruin time to score his 3rd goal in his last 4 starts. Colorado had only lost 3 of 21 home games played on Independence Day. But as the game went on, missed opportunities suggested a 4th defeat was in the cards for Pablo Mastroeni's team. A touch of fortune and an instinctive stop by Sounders keeper Stephen Fry on Dominic Badji further frustrated the Rapids, who just couldn't find a way back into the game. That was until Marlon Hairston got in behind the Seattle defense before crossing to Badji, who scored with 12 minutes to go. Late hope for the Rapids faithful. However, with 5 minutes left, Bruin's flick-on from Fry's goal kick was an invitation for Dempsey to punish a flat-footed Colorado defense. A 3rd goal in 2 games for Deuce, helping the Sounders to only their 2nd road win of the season. The pre-match fireworks were certainly reflected by what happened on the field, but it wasn't the kind of display that Galaxy fans were hoping for at StubHub Center. The game was goalless moving into the 36th minute, which was no indication of what was to come. Real Salt Lake had lost 9 of their last 12, but didn't play like it. Albert Rusnak giving them the lead with a clever finish. The Galaxy found an equalizer from an unlikely source 5 minutes later, when Jose Villarreal picked out Ashley Cole, a 2nd MLS goal for the fullback. In the first minute of first-half stoppage time, though, RSL was back in front when Kyle Beckerman made quite an impression with this diving header, and then did an impression in a celebration that echoed a certain Galaxy legend. And now you could say the floodgates were open, and the home team simply fell apart. Yura Mobzizian there to tap in the cross from Damar Phillips. And as the game entered its final 20 minutes, probable defeat turned into abject humiliation. Jefferson Savarino slamming one home from long range. And then the same player reacting faster than anyone when Clement Diop couldn't hold Rusnak's shot. the Venezuelan quickly following his first MLS goal with a second. Only one team had ever scored 6 against the Galaxy in MLS, and RSL had only ever once before gotten 6 in a league game. So when Joao Plata skated through in the 80th minute, a bit of history was on the line, and he obliged with a lovely finish. Kurt Onalfo's evening was falling apart. Bradford Jameson's consolation goal was anything but a consolation. That's 3 straight losses for the Galaxy, and for the coach, losing is one thing. Being routed in front of your own fans is quite another.
Me as the coach, we don't make excuses. Our players don't make excuses. It was unacceptable. We need to have a very short memory, get that out of our system very quickly. I know we need some mental and physical break.
The Portland Timbers are down on their luck. For 2 consecutive games now, they've surrendered a lead, but Caleb Porter is remaining upbeat.
If we scored a PK or the tap in, we get out of here with 3 points, but I thought the performance was very good.
Next up, it's the Chicago Fire, and MLS top goal scorer Nemanja Nikolic. The Hungarian's goals against Vancouver helped propel Veljko Paunovic's team to the top of the Eastern Conference.
We still have to work a lot to become a great team. We have to prove now in the next game. Portland's going to be a great test for us, and we have to keep the mentality we have now and play the way we were playing so far.
Calling this one, Mike Sewell.
Addy. Support from Valeri. And wide is Blanco. Addy in the middle. Blanco drives it in low, and Addy heads it just wide of the far post. Close call for Chicago. Good control and cross by Blanco. Diego Valeri. Ball forward towards Asprilla. Header down. Addy's there. Cries for handball, and the referee has given a penalty. Juninho, the player at fault. No complaints on his part. Just seemed to lose his footing. Addy to try and give Portland the lead, and he does so comfortably, sending Matt Lampson the wrong way to score his 10th MLS goal of the season. Juninho lays it off to Alvarez, and it goes towards Nikolic. Chicago have drawn level. Did their top scorer get a touch on that ball to beat Jake Gleason? Alvarez with the cross. If he did get a touch, it was very faint. I'm not sure he did. Valentin. Ball forward towards Olam, who stayed forward in towards Valeri. Wow, wonderful effort from Diego Valeri. That would have been a goal to remember. Ball played forward towards Valeri, turns Kappelhoff with ease. Forward to Addy, in a good position. Saved by Lampson. Is the follow-up going in? No, it's not. Joao Mera was there to block it. Great turn in midfield by Valeri to provide the pass for Addy. Good defensive work by Chicago. Here's a calm. Pushes the ball out to Alvarez. Back in the middle it goes. Here's Vincent. Brandon Vincent scores for Chicago. It's his first MLS goal. Alvarez just cut it back. Portland didn't deal with it in defence. And Brandon Vincent punished them. Valeri with the free kick. Lampson got a touch on that. Certainly capable of scoring from that distance, Diego Valeri. Pressing for this equaliser. It's Asprilla. Close to Valeri, through a gap, Sebastian Blanco! It's all square again. Great play from Asprilla, Valeri, and eventually Blanco. It's Valentin with the cross. Portland looking for a late winner here. All the way through to Farfan. Towards the back post. Addy is there, and Addy scores! But I'm not sure it's going to count. Referee Robert Sabiga has ruled it out for a push by Addy on Mera. There will be no winner here.
Today, that's the bar. It was our best performance of the year. both sides of the ball. If we do that again, and if that's the best team in the league, I like our chances this year.
Both Josie Altidore and Sebastian Giovinco traveled to Florida with excellent scoring records against Orlando City SC. That spelled trouble for Jason Kreis and the home team as Toronto looked to move alongside Chicago at the top of the East. In the 18th minute, Giovinco teed up Altidore for his 6th in 6 against the men in purple. Giovinco nearly added a second 6 minutes later with a devastating free kick. The little Italian finding improbable dip, bend, and swerve to bamboozle Joe Bendik, but somehow the ball stayed out. 30 seconds into the second half, Giovinco did get his 8th of the season and 7th in 7 against Orlando. Altidore played in by Victor Vasquez, and then a selfless provider. To the home team's credit, despite being outplayed and seemingly overwhelmed, they did find a response. 63 minutes in, and Carlos Rivas with a really neat finish from Kaká's pass. That set the stage for either a dramatic comeback or more Toronto brilliance, and it was certainly the latter when Giovinco stroked home his 9th MLS free kick, one short of the best recorded total. The Seba and Josie show as Toronto moved level at the top of the East. Vancouver had lost both of their previous meetings with NYCFC, but got off to the best possible start at BC Place. Breck Shea's harrying of Maxime Chanot gifted Freddie Montero with the opening goal after only 3 minutes, the Colombian's 6th MLS goal of the season. Making up for his earlier error, Chanot then forced a scrappy equalizer for NYCFC 11 minutes before halftime. Chanot's 2nd goal for the club. If the half had started well for Vancouver, it couldn't have ended any worse. Referee Baldomero Toledo awarding a penalty after Tommy McNamara was caught in the side of the face by the arm of Whitecaps defender Kendall Waston. David Villa making no mistake from the penalty spot to quiet the home crowd and give New York City a halftime lead. It was an advantage that would only hold until 9 minutes into the second half. Jordan Harvey with a carefully executed volley to draw Vancouver level. 38-year-old Italian World Cup winner Andrea Pirlo returned to the starting lineup for the first time in 7 weeks and almost restored NYCFC's lead. But at the end of a thrilling contest, it would be a young Peruvian substitute who would steal the show. Jordi Reyna scoring a memorable first goal in MLS on what was his home debut for Vancouver. The New England Revolution have struggled badly on the road this season, but they've been strong at home, winning 4 of their last 5 at Gillette Stadium. The Red Bulls were still smarting from their home loss to New York City and fell behind here when Teal Bunbury finished well after good work from Diego Fagundes. Halfway through the first half, the Red Bulls drew level thanks to a moment of individual brilliance from their most influential player, Bradley Wright Phillips, with his 9th goal of the season. 3 minutes after that, New England was back in front. Fagundes was having a good game, and when his shot was only parried by Luis Robles, Lee Win had to keep his cool, and he did with a quick mind and even quicker feet. 10 minutes into the second half, though, the visitors had a chance to equalize. A fairly simple decision for referee Silviu Petrescu when Gershon Kofi fouled Sean Davis. It was a clear penalty, and a very well taken one by Daniel Royer. The Austrian has become a key player for the Red Bulls, and this was his 5th goal of the season. New England had an 89th minute chance to win it when Bunbury got in behind the Red Bulls backline, but Robles was quick off his line. And how crucial that looked moments later when Felipe picked out Red Bulls substitute Gonzalo Verón, and the Argentine slid home his first goal since last September to grab a dramatic late win and a record 53rd as Red Bulls coach in MLS for Jesse Marsch. Wilmer Cabrera's Houston Dynamo had yet to be beaten at home in this MLS season, and given that Montreal had only one road win, this looked like a mismatch from the start. 52 seconds was all it took for Houston to back that up. former Montreal forward Andrew Wenger putting the Dynamo in front with his first goal of the season. Houston dominated the early exchanges and midway through the first half, deservedly plundered a second goal. This time, Brazilian midfielder Alex provided the finish. Shortly afterwards, Montreal threatened a goal of their own, Mateo Mancosu keeping Cabrera on his toes in the Dynamo technical area. He had little to worry about, though. Houston continued to press and almost made it 3-0 through leading scorer Cubo Torres. The Dynamo had to wait until midway through the second half to force another breakthrough. Substitute Memo Rodriguez had only been on the field 4 minutes when he lashed them into a 3-goal lead. A first MLS goal for the Texan-born midfielder. The only blemish on an otherwise dominant home performance by the Dynamo was a late consolation goal for Montreal, and an impressive one at that. But Michael Salazar's first goal of the year did nothing to improve the Impact's poor form on the road. Sporting Kansas City is still feeling the effects of their absent difference makers as they welcomed a Philadelphia Union team fresh off a win over New England. Daniel Shalhoub came close for the home team with an attempted cross at the end of a tight first half. SKC did get the lead 4 minutes into the second half when Diego Rubio curled a clever shot past the excellent John McCarthy. The backup Union goalkeeper kept his team in the game, and the team profited just over 20 minutes from the end when Benny Feilhaber challenged CJ Sapong inside the penalty area. For all of Feilhaber's protests, referee Ricardo Salazar pointed to the spot. Tim Melia has saved 3 penalty kicks already this season, but Roland Alberg kept his nerve. Philadelphia was level. Shalhoub had a late chance to win it, but the young Hungarian put it just wide. And Sporting Kansas City are stalling after 2 consecutive home draws in a week, while Jim Curtin and Philadelphia could celebrate a valuable point on the road. That draw means Sporting Kansas City's lead at the top of the Western Conference has been cut to a single point by FC Dallas. Houston move up 2 places to 3rd. RSL's emphatic win in LA moves them off the bottom. Toronto's win moves them level on points with Chicago at the top of the Eastern Conference, while Atlanta United are the only other movers in the standings. They go above Orlando into 4th place after their 3rd consecutive victory. It was goals, goals, goals in MLS this week, an incredible 49 in total. I'm Russ Thaler. See you next time.
Dempsey takes it early. Oh, that is glorious! Firing the shot and he beats the keeper!
Won by Savarino. He'll go 30 and he scores!
This copyrighted telecast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.